Brought to you by the Every Dollar app. Start budgeting for free today. Normal is broke and common sense is weird. So we're here to help you transform your life. From the Ramsey Network in the Fairwinds Credit Union studio, this is The Ramsey Show. Well, as you can tell, we got a brand new studio sponsor, and we did a little bit of a new opener. Been working on our opener a little bit. The other one kind of sucked, so we worked on it a little bit. And we're pumped about this new studio sponsor, Fairwinds Credit Union. These guys are absolutely incredible. They've been a partner for a while now, and you guys know, if you listen to Dave Ramsey for about 30 seconds, that I pretty much hate the big banks. You know, like why you would do business with Bank of America and get mistreated the way they mistreat all their customers is beyond me. Why you would do business with Fifth Third is beyond me. Why you would do business with Chase, I have no idea what's wrong with you if you're doing that. I don't get it. Because they just treat you like crap, and you give them your money to do that. Instead, we work with small regional banks, and we've been an endorser of credit unions nationwide for off and on for 30 years since I started the show, because I'm a huge fan of credit unions. And the main reason is this: credit unions work different. They're not a bank. They are nonprofit. And the weird thing is the people that are the customers or the members actually are the owners. Now, you don't get to go in there and say, I want that desk. It's not yours, okay? You're not that kind of an owner, but you're a stockholder, so to speak, in a nonprofit. Now, what that means mathematically is if there is a profit made, and there has to be for them to stay open, they turn it back to customer services, reduced interest rates on loans, increased interest rates on savings accounts, and other free things like cool free things they do for Ramsey people all the time at Fairwinds. So I've been a big fan of credit unions for a long time. Fairwinds came along. We started working with them about a year ago, and they're absolutely incredible. I love credit unions. You need to do business with a financial institution that actually cares about you, and this is why we endorse Fairwinds. And now they've stepped up their partnership, and they are our new studio sponsor here for The Ramsey Show. They've been in business for over 75 years. They served hundreds of thousands of members worldwide. They partner with more than 5,000 credit union locations, other credit unions around the country in a partnership, so you can bank wherever you live. So it's totally click and mortar. 33,000 fee-free ATMs. Deposits are federally insured by the NCUA up to $250,000. So you got the same level of insurance that you would with a stupid bank. And they've created a combined checking, this is the important part, and high-yield savings account bundle for Ramsey fans. The high-yield savings account is competitive with national digital banks, built for people who want to stay out of debt, and a good place to park and get that old emergency fund kicking, right? No credit traps. It's built to align with the baby steps. Interest rate isn't some bait and switch thing. It's designed to support Ramsey fans as you get your emergency fund and you save with intention. And now, along with the studio sponsorship, we're introducing something very cool, the new Ramsey debit card with Fairwinds. And this is cool because right on the front of the card, it says, dead is normal, be weird. So as soon as you're checking out, you're going to get a response from the waiter. You're like, what? You're going to get a response from the girl at Target trying to sell you a credit card. She's going to be saying, what? I can't do it. I got this. That's normal. I don't want to be normal. I'm weird. Look at my card. Here, can I show you my card? Can I show you my card? You know, I mean, it just changes everything, right? It's not a payment method. It's a daily reminder that you're working the baby steps and that you're not going to go in debt. And it is a Ramsey debit card at Fairwinds. So you can see why these guys are not typical. They're aligned with us. We're excited for you to have them for you to check them out. And you guys haven't been around us for a while because we've added millions of people in the past 6 months or a year. You guys don't know how hard we are on endorsements. We don't endorse everything. We endorse stuff we believe in. And I've got a rule. I started the rule. I endorsed a couple things in my early days of talk radio because I was broke and desperate that I wished I wasn't. And I was ashamed. And one of my friends came up and said, would you do that? And I said, no, John, I wouldn't do that. You're my friend. But I did put it on the radio. I went, well, that's just lying. That's just insincere. That's hypocritical. So I got it so embarrassed. I said, I'm never doing it again. And our rule for our sales team has always been no endorsements of any kind for any of our Ramsey personalities unless we're willing to send our mama there, our best friend there. And would I tell you to go over there? And if not, if we can't feel that good about it, we don't need the money. We got plenty of money. We're stacking money around here. It's not a problem. Okay, profits are not an issue at Ramsey, all right? So we don't need the money. So we're very, very selective and very careful. Can you imagine how hard we are to work with if you're in the banking sector? I mean, just saying it pisses me off, right? And so can you imagine the poor people at Fairwinds, what they have been through? And they're wonderful people. But they kept going, well, you don't want our money? No, we're going to just let this, we're going to make sure everything's okay first. And you know what? They've been wonderful. They're incredible folks. They do have a great track record, and they got great hearts. We've gotten to know the executive team there. They do a great job, and so we're really excited. Easy to join, fairwinds.org/Ramsey. That's where you go. Fairwinds.org, nonprofit.org/Ramsey. That's FAIRWINDS.org/Ramsey. And I'm super pumped that we now have a Dead is Normal, Be Weird Ramsey debit card out there in the wild. This is cool, John.
It's very cool. It's going to be the new, it's like the alternative to the black card, right? That was like, ooh. Now when somebody whips out the Be Weird card.
Yeah, it's like the polar opposite end.
Exactly.
Yeah, like I didn't pay $75,000 for this.
That's right.
I didn't pay $7,500 for this.
And how cool would it be? How cool would it be if there was a movement across the country when people put their Ramsey debit card, their Debt is Normal, Be Weird debit card.
I'm getting out of debt is what this says.
But they also knew, these are the most generous folks out there. They're going to tip us well too. We know these men and women. They're a different character.
You know what? We need to just make that an assignment right now.
How cool would that be?
Do not get a Ramsey debit card if you cheap out on waiters. We don't want you.
No.
If you're not going to load up the waiter with your Ramsey debit card, load them up, baby. Load up anybody. You got to tip heavy if you got this. So there is a tax on this thing.
There's a tax, but it's a generosity tax, and that's a good muscle to flex.
This.
This is awesome.
I like it, John. You just invented something right here on the air.
Well, there
scary.
we go. There we go.
It's pretty scary.
I get one a year. This is
good.
it.
Well, I like that a lot.
But I love the idea of waiters walking back to the back to run the card and then going ha and like showing it to the other staff and being like, I got one. Mm-hmm. And they know they're about to get tipped really well. That's cool.
I like that a lot. That's very good. All right, so Fairwinds Credit Union Studios. That's us now. That's what we're broadcasting from. We got it up in here. It's on the wall, isn't it? Somewhere. Is it on the wall? It's right there on the wall. There it is. Right there. Okay. And so that reminds you guys right there that we're here. And we're going to be saying this over and over and over and over. I hope forever. And I hope you guys start getting that Ramsey debit card at Fairwinds, and you get those high-yield savings accounts for your emergency fund at Fairwinds, and you get the bundle and the free checking and all that stuff at Fairwinds, because you're going to have a great response from them. They love Ramsey people. They have been taking care of our folks really well for the last year. And that's why we did this much increased footprint with them, and that includes the high-tipping Ramsey debit card, according to Dr. John Delony. I like it.
Hey, this is how you change culture.
It's a good adjustment. It's a good adjustment. I like right there, live, calling audible. Fairwindscreditunion.org/Ramsey.
Dave, we got a lot of calls on this show where life happens. One day someone's healthy, they're working, providing for their family, and then a curveball hits.
You know, we hear it all the time. A car accident, a cancer diagnosis, a heart attack, and suddenly everything changes.
Yeah, and that's why you've always said that having term life insurance from Xander is essential, because it protects your family if the worst happens.
Yeah, that's right. You need 10 to 12 times your income in coverage. No gimmicks, no whole life junk, just straightforward term life protection. But there's another piece that people often overlook, and that's long-term disability insurance.
Yeah, it's important to understand the difference between them. Life insurance steps in when you die. Disability insurance steps in while you're alive but can't work. So it replaces a large part of your income so the bills still get paid while you get back on your feet.
Now, if your employer gives you free disability insurance, great, take it. If it's discounted there at a better price, take it. But if not, Xander can help you find the right plan. Whether you're single or married, it's not optional. If you're going to be out of work for a while, then you need to make sure the money's still showing up.
And that's why Xander is our go-to. They make it super simple to get the right coverage at the best price, no pressure, no upselling.
I've trusted Jeff Xander and Xander Insurance for over 25 years, and so has my family.
So don't wait. It's fast, it's easy, and it could make all the difference. Go to Xander.com or call 800-356-4282.
Protect yourself, protect your income, protect your family. Dr. John Delony, Ramsey personality, #1 best-selling author, is my co-host today. Maria is in St. Louis. Hi, Maria. How are you?
Hi, Dave. Good afternoon. I'm great. Thank you. How are you guys?
Better than I deserve. What's up?
That is a great response. I just wanted to say thank you so much for everything that you do. I'm a huge fan of your podcast, YouTube channel, show, everything.
Thank you.
I'm very honored to be on today.
Thank you.
My question is, I have about $100,000 in my 401k. I'm 30 years old, and I've been wanting to open up a wedding venue out here in Defiance, Missouri, which is beautiful, kind of wine country. I'm wondering if I should take from my 401k and put some type of equity into this wedding venue dream that I have. But of course, I do have some lingering debts, and just wanted to get your opinion on, do I take from my 401k, or kind of where do I even begin with this?
Yeah. So what do you do for a living now?
I am in supply chain for a defense contractor.
So you're making $100K?
I have a second job. I work at a bar on the weekends, so I do serve. So I'm probably about 115.
Okay. All right. But your supply chain's $100K?
105.
105, yeah. Okay. All right. And good for you.
Thank you.
And the how much debt did you say you have?
So we just bought a house. Me and my boyfriend bought a house last November for $450. Mm-hmm. We have the mortgage. We both have car payments.
What do you owe on your car?
I owe $24,000, and I paid $31,000 to the bank. So I'm a little upset about the car.
You owe $24,000. What other debt do you have?
I owe student loans $15,000.
Okay. All right. All right. And well, a couple things come to mind immediately. One is, if you're going to run a wedding chapel, you should act like you believe in your product, and you should be married.
Correct. We looked at rings. We have a ring picked out.
Yeah. Okay. Just
well, okay. Before we get going,
my finger
just
yet.
kind of basic stuff.
I've never heard the phrase, "That's a great Missouri wine." What kind of wine do they have in Missouri?
In Defiance, yeah.
You're not wrong.
In
So
Defiance.
it's this. They have a bunch of wineries. It's the big, like, everyone.
But it's kind of there's just kind of a little resort area there.
Maybe it's up and coming.
Exactly. It's beautiful.
Okay, it's a pretty area and an excuse to drink some wine. Yeah. Okay.
Or have a wedding. Yes,
yeah, or have a wedding, or both.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Both.
but there's
Why
no
not?
existing venue that you're trying to purchase. You would build this.
I would build this, so I would have to buy the land. I would, of course, have everything. It would be starting from scratch.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, number one, I would tell you, regardless of what business idea you propose, I would have you get out of debt before you try it. Okay. And number two, we coach about 10,000 small businesses through our Entree Leadership brand. I do an Entree Leadership podcast. It's one of the top podcasts in the small business space. And we teach them to not grow their business with debt.
Okay.
To grow it slowly. So I'm not going to have you borrow on your 401k. And of course, we're not going to tell you to cash out a 401k and take a 10% penalty plus your tax rate of 30%. Or, Dave, I'm going to borrow money at 40% interest to open a wedding venue. No, you're not. Okay. And so we're not doing that either. So that kind of takes those kind of things I start to be a dream killer, but I'm not a dream killer. What I am is a nightmare killer. I want to set you up to win.
Right.
At your dream, not to get to the end of your dream and be one of the 80% of small businesses that fail. And that number is actually true.
So scary.
And what causes the 80%? The number one cause of small business failure is called cash flow problems. Now, cash flow problems mean I'm short on money. Hello? And that usually means I'm in debt and I didn't pay my taxes properly. And the IRS is chasing me down. So the taxes thing you can work on with quarterly estimates and do your accounting properly. It's not the end of the world. And just be sophisticated enough to run your business properly. The debt thing is you've got to, if nobody wants to get married, the banker doesn't care.
Right.
If 73 people get married that day, the banker doesn't care. The banker just doesn't care.
Yeah.
It's a freaking banker.
Yep.
And they will foreclose on your little wedding chapel and turn it into a dog park. I mean, in a heartbeat, they'll do that. You know that's true. That's why you're laughing.
Oh, yeah. Yes, exactly.
And so what I want to do is, if I'm going to run a business, and I do run one, and we have 14 profit centers, meaning 14 mini businesses inside of the Ramsey Solutions total P&L. So I run 14 businesses of sorts. They're all interconnected, but I run all of those as the CEO of this place, and I've grown it from a card table in my living room. So what we want to do anytime we're trying something new, which is what you're doing, in an area where it's never yet been done, risk, which is what we're doing.
Well, the wineries do offer weddings, of course, but there is no true wedding venue. They're more just wineries.
What's the biggest, nicest winery? Put that name in your head. Don't say it out loud. Okay?
Okay.
After John's comment, for sure. Okay? But
yeah, not a Missouri fan. Okay, go on.
So I love Missouri.
No, we like Missouri. We just never associated it with Napa.
No, I'm just
and
kidding.
So so go over and talk to them about a joint venture and let them build it.
Wow. Okay, I didn't even think about that.
They'll put up the money. They suck at wedding. They're good at wine. I'm excellent at weddings and wedding venues. You can increase your visit. You can increase your visits to the winery. We'll put it right here on property, and we'll JV it. And you guys own the building. You own the property, and I run it for a percentage of profits for you. And let's lay out a model, and let's start that puppy where you do it at nights and weekends. And maybe some days off from your logistics. Don't quit yet. And let's get $50,000, $60,000 of income, $80,000 of income coming into your pocket before you quit your job.
Okay.
We always say pull the boat up close to the dock so you can step in rather than make the leap. People that make leaps get wet. Yeah. So get your income from the wedding venue up. And let's figure out a way to do this where you don't have to carry the burden of all the downside. And for that matter, these people could start the thing in a really nice high-end tent.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
You could.
Yeah.
And then let's concept prove, right? Let's get social proof for the concept. And they got $25,000 or $50,000 in the tent before we go build a $100,000 building or $200,000 building. And we prove out that we're both going to make bank on this. You're going to get a lot more customers for the winery. You're also going to make money on the weddings because I'm not taking 100% of the profits. You got invested in this too, so we're doing this together. And do a JV on it, and let's prove it out. And go ahead and put in the agreement that someday you can buy them out, and you can move it off-site.
Okay, so almost like not a franchise, but basically just taking
more like an option to purchase.
Okay.
To go with it later. Because if it goes gangbusters later, or if they ever went broke, you could own it. You wouldn't own the real estate, but you'd own the idea.
Right.
And so,
that's a great idea.
Yeah, let's just kind of I'm trying to ease into this and limit my risk rather than just take this leap off a cliff and go, I sure to God hope that water's deep.
I know. The upfront cost of the wedding venue is what is the
killer.
Lingering question. Yeah,
and you can't start. So let's start it. Let's start it with a camping trip and go from there. I mean, I think I got to tell you, I think the tying it to the winery could really help the wedding chapel, and it for sure will help the winery.
Oh yeah, I mean, you could start at the winery and then mosey on over to the venue.
You go ahead and option the piece of ground next door and buy it out. Buy the ground first with some of your profits. Later, build the chapel. When you get it built, I exercise your option on the business, move it next door.
Okay, so what if worst case scenario? What if these guys are like, no, we do perfectly fine. We're not.
Go to the other
Go
one.
to the next one.
Hey, you just missed out. Your competition is now going to have a wedding venue, and you should have done it. You screwed
Go to
up.
the next one.
And then
Perfect.
get on Amazon and order an Elvis costume and pay some high school kid to stand there next to you. I'll go renew my vows in
that's-
Defiance
spinner
Wine
sign.
Country.
A spinner sign.
That's
A
right.
spinner sign.
That's
What are you, Vegas?
I'm just trying to think of it's up and coming wine country, Dave.
Yeah, Elvis is known for that.
Well, I'm just saying. People get Elvis weddings.
In Vegas.
I'm on to. I'm just telling you.
You just started another trend, did you?
I'm starting another trend.
Hey, you guys, back to school season is here. And if you have kids, you know what that means. Your grocery list just got tougher. So here is a fantastic tip to save money. Start your grocery shopping at Aldi. When you make Aldi your first stop, you can stock up on breakfast favorites, school lunch essentials, snacks for after practice, all the things without blowing your budget. A family of 4 can save up to $4,000 a year by making Aldi their go-to for groceries. Find a store near you at aldi.us. That's ALDI.us.
Savings based on regional analysis of Aldi versus select competitors. Prices may vary by location, product availability, and the market.
If you're tired of living paycheck to paycheck and feel like you can't get ahead, well, join one of our free Every Dollar trainings. There are new trainings every week this month, and they're all hosted by one of the Ramsey personalities. That would be George or Rachel or Jade. And they're going to show you how to stick to a budget. And typically people find thousands of dollars of margin using Every Dollar. Feel like you got a raise when you do a budget. You really do, because you go, what? Yeah. So, and you can ask any question during the live Q&A. Sign up for free at RamseySolutions.com/webinar. It's a free Every Dollar training. RamseySolutions.com/webinar. Dan's in Seattle. Hi, Dan. How are you?
I'm doing good, Dave. How are you doing?
Better than I deserve. What's up?
So my question for you today is, I'm on baby step 2, and I have about $80,000 in debt. Now, most of my debt is through one bank, and they're offering me settlements at about 35 cents on the dollar. But I also owe $32,000 to the Department of Treasury, and they just sent me an intent to initiate wage garnishment.
The
My
IRS?
question is, which one? No, it's through the Department of Treasury.
For what?
So I was in the military. I was in the Navy for about 5 years, and I got discharged early for failing a drug test. And so because of that, they're asking for my re-enlistment bonus that I had signed a contract for back.
Okay, so you got a re-enlistment bonus, and how many months later did you fail the drug test?
It was 2 years later.
2 years later.
Around,
Okay, and the re-enlistment was for how long?
it was a 6-year contract.
Okay, so you were 1/3 of the way through. So what was your bonus when you re-enlisted?
It was the money they're asking for back. It was around $32,000.
So they don't prorate it at all. They want the whole thing.
They want the amount that they had already paid out to me. That wasn't the full amount, but that was what I had received up until the point that I got.
Oh, they were paying it out to you over the 6-year period.
Correct.
So it is the pro rata amount. Okay. So overall, had you been there, you would have got $90-something thousand had you been there the whole time.
Roughly, yeah,
Yeah.
a little less than that, I think.
Yeah. Okay. All right. All right. Have you tried to negotiate a payment plan with them? Because I'm sure they expect someone that failed a drug test to have $32,000 laying around.
I have not. So my plan was because I know you normally say work smallest to largest.
Yeah, but not when you're dealing with the U.S. freaking government. With the IRS or the U.S. Department of Treasury, they have the ability to come take stuff from you that other people don't. So, yeah, what I would do is get on the phone with them and figure out if you can work a payment plan with them. And that will use up some of the money you're using to get out of debt on the other side, but it also keeps them from coming and taking your wages, which they can do in a heartbeat. They don't even have to go to court. They just got to send a notice. It's like the IRS. They're unbelievably powerful.
Right.
So, yeah, you need to get that thing settled to create a sustainable situation so you can work your way through the rest of it.
Okay.
So we need to get a payment plan with them. They'll work a payment plan with you because I don't think they think they're going to get their money.
Right.
I mean, if they let 100 people go in this exact same situation due to failing a drug test, 100 of them don't have the money. Okay? None of you guys are sitting around on $32,000 when this happens to you, right? I mean, your other friends in the military that happened to, right?
Yes, sir.
It's not like you're sitting around, on piles of money. It just doesn't work that way. So, yeah, I'd work a payment plan with them, and then with what I've got left. So I would imagine they'll settle. What are you making now? What do you make?
$85,000 a year before tax.
Good. What do you do? What do you do now?
I am a data center engineer.
Great. Excellent. And so keep learning and keep growing and keep that income increasing, and let's get it all cleared off as fast as possible. What I would do is call them and say this: hey, I got let go from the military for a drug test. I have no money. You really can't get anything, but I would love to start a payment plan to get this paid back. What's the least you would put me on? And put it on the smallest payment possible for now. That gives you more room to work on the other stuff, and when the other stuff's gone, then go back and pay them off completely, early. So, I don't want you to offer them $1,000 and they would have taken $500 a month for right now.
Right.
I want them to give you a number. And no matter what they say, practice this with me, Dan. I want you to gasp. No matter what they say, act like you're about passed out. And go, you're kidding. Oh, my. Oh, no. Oh, my gosh. Oh, can you do any better? And let them negotiate with themselves for a minute, okay? You understand the technique?
I do.
It works. Especially when you're dealing with a government employee on the other end.
And hey, Dan.
Dan.
You still there, man? Listen to me. This will not go away.
Right.
All right. And I know the temptation will be like, some buddy of yours is going to have a cool Jeep that he's jacked up. He's going to give it to you at a quote-unquote great deal, and someone's going to ask you to get in on Bitcoin or whatever the thing's coming. None of this is going to go away, so the faster you figure out how to get this cleared up, I would go scorched earth on my living arrangements until I got the government out of my life.
Yep.
Okay?
They are unwavering.
It's not going to go away.
Yeah, they're the hardest of all creditors to deal with.
Right.
Because they're their own boss. They answer to nobody.
Yeah, they don't have to check with a judge. It's crazy.
Right.
It's like student loans. They just issue the garnishment. It's like the IRS. They just issue the garnishment. They don't have to go through due process. It's completely unconstitutional, but it doesn't matter. They do it anyway. So, due process is in the Constitution, not when it comes to government debt. Nope. They just come take it. And then they go, oh, you mean we weren't supposed to do that? We'll get it back then. Doesn't work. No, it's a pain in the butt. I want to scare you because I want to scare you in knocking this out as fast as you possibly can. But in the meantime, put it on the smallest possible payment so you got a sustainable situation. And then work like a crazy man, live scorched earth, stay off the dadgum drugs, and attack this stuff, man, and get it out of your life. Get rid of it so it doesn't come back. And, for sure. You've got a great career in front of you. Don't screw it up. Bust. Get those certifications. Data analyst, man, in an AI world, you are king. You're going to be king of the heap because you're going to be the one telling AI what to do if you learn how to do your craft. Believe me, I got them in this building, and I pay them well. So and they're the future. So they are the future. The children are our future. Yeah, that's it. But that's said AI. But yeah, do it, man. You can do it. John's right though. Don't let up until they're out of your life, because this is not going away. And if you look up 5 years from now and you've still got this hanging around because you haven't dealt with it, you hope John's voice is ringing in your ear. It's not going away.
People keep, and this is a little bit different situation, but man, I don't know what it's going to take for folks to stop getting into business arrangements with the government. It just doesn't end. I mean, it doesn't end well because they answer to nobody. They're just going to come take your check. If you get into the student loan world, you are making a deal with the government.
Yeah. If you don't pay your taxes,
you're making a deal with the government, and it's frustrating. It is what it is, but man, they win 100% of the time. And they got
Vegas beat on that.
Oh, and the number, at least Vegas
just wins most of the time.
That's right. And the number of folks, the students I worked with over the years, that just think it's going to go away.
It's not going to go away.
It just doesn't. It just
stuff has a high
bigger, like cancer.
Rate of resurrection.
That's right, man. It will
comes back to life. Zombie debt just keeps coming back to life. We've told you for years, debt is dumb, cash is king, and the borrower is slave to the lender. So when we find a bank that actually gets that, we shout it from the rooftops. That's why we've partnered with Fair Winds Credit Union. These guys aren't pushing credit cards or auto loans like your current bank is. Fair Winds is on your side, and now they've taken it to the next level. They worked with us to create a high-yield savings account that gives you a great rate without the junk. No bait-and-switch rates, no credit score games, just a simple, powerful way to help you build your emergency fund fast. It's part of what Fairwinds calls the Smart Bundle, made for Ramsey fans. You get high-yield savings, a no-fee checking account, and zero gimmicks. Just common-sense banking that works with the baby steps, not against them. And coming soon, they're launching a brand-new Ramsey debit card. It says debt is normal, be weird, right on the front of it. That's not just a card. That's a daily reminder that you do money differently. So check them out at fairwinds.org/Ramsey.
Fairwinds is federally insured by the NCUA.
Thanks for being with us. Ryan is in Detroit, Michigan. Hi, Ryan. How are you?
Good. How are you guys doing?
Better than we deserve. What's up?
Okay, so I've been following your baby steps, and they've been working out very well for me. I'm active duty military, and I'm on baby step 6. My wife and I are on baby step 6, and we're just wondering, with us moving every 4 to 5 years, would it be wise to put money into the house to pay down the mortgage, or to put the money aside in a savings or investment account?
Well, when you move, you're going to sell the house, and they're going to give you a check.
Yes.
So put it into the mortgage. And then someday there won't be a mortgage, and when you sell the house, they're going to give you a check, and when you buy the house, you're going to give them a check. Someday there'll be no mortgage, and you move from no mortgage to no mortgage.
All right. Cool deal.
Yeah, forced savings plan. Now, a couple of guidelines. Which branch are you in?
Coast Guard.
Okay, thank you for your service, by the way. Yeah, so you're not moving but every 5 years or so, right?
Yeah, we move every 4. We can possibly extend to 5.
Yeah, because a lot of the Army guys are every 2, so Navy as well. So especially earlier in their career. We work with the military a lot. Thank you again. But anyway, the thing to be sure of is it's not always, in your case, it's more likely, but it's not always a good idea to buy.
Yeah.
So what you want to be sure of is during your time in the market, is the property going to increase enough in value to bother to own it?
Mm-hmm.
So if you're only there 2 years and you're in a flat real estate market, you would not buy. You would rent.
Yeah.
Okay? You're better off. You're going to lose money.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're in a flat real estate market, you can't sell it when you get ready to leave. Now, your postings are largely around non-military base situations. You're in more of a civilian setting, right?
Yes.
Yeah, like you're not going into one of these huge forts or whatever. These huge military communities where lots of people have bought a house and now they got them on the market because they move every 2 years. You don't have that issue. You're dealing with more direct consumers that are non-military. So that's going to help you make money on the resale because the market doesn't get glutted. It doesn't get full.
Mm-hmm.
And so, so for instance, my buddies in the Navy that are in San Diego, they do real well on a house, right? But if you move out in the middle of a cornfield in Kansas and there's nobody there but other military people, you're going to lose your butt on the house.
Yeah.
So just be careful with that kind of stuff. Now, again, your situation, because unique to the Coast Guard, is going to be very different because obviously it's residing mainly around the coast. And so, duh. And that puts you in a different thing. And so I think in most cases it's not going to apply to you. You're going to make money, so buying is going to be a good idea. So the answer to your question just stands. Get it paid off as fast as possible. Be sure when you buy, next time you pay cash, and pay it off. If you don't, pay it off as soon as possible. And every time, just move your equity from place to place to place. And then when you someday land and retire, and you land in the place you're going to stay in, you've got I paid for a house.
Yeah, part of me, Dave, would be so tempted to rent in the place where like had the bare minimum where we could live. Like this is good for us for right now. My friends in the military always say, yeah, but there's a psychological component. You get moved every few years. It's important to have tent stakes. And I get that, but there's a balance, right?
You don't need the Taj Mahal, but you really don't want to be camping either.
Yeah. There's a balance
it's hard. It's hard on mama.
Yeah.
It's hard on the spouses and kids. They need to have a home.
Yeah.
And you're doing this for 20 years, so you're not Bedouins.
Yeah.
You're just in the military, so they do live in tents. But yeah, but the
thought of putting 5 different houses on the market over the course of 20 years drive me crazy.
If you're a corporate gypsy, you got the same thing though.
Yeah, that's true.
If you're in a corporate setting and they move you every so often, and you're bouncing city to city, going up the ladder in corporate America.
Yeah,
you got the same exact thing. But you got to be able to sell the house because the market you're in, you can't be buying in a dead butt market, some kind of market where there's not any activity, because it's not going to increase in value. And then you got 273 days on the market.
Right.
9 months you're looking at this stupid thing.
And y'all are going to end up renting somewhere else.
Yep, because you can't get your house
you can't
sold.
get in. You're going to move twice in those. So it just becomes messy. And I get the psychological, like, if somebody's telling you when to be where you're going to live, what you're going to do, what you got to wear, I get the idea of I have to have one thing that's my own. It's just being careful about that thing not completely owning you again, right?
Exactly.
I get it, but man, that's tough. That's tough.
But it also, you can't apply the TikTok version of culture. Everybody ought to buy real estate. No, not really.
Yeah.
Not really. There's certain times you don't. Not a good idea. Real estate's not good when you're playing short game. Short game real estate's stupid.
Yeah.
So it gets you caught. It's a problem. Devin is in Oklahoma City. Hi, Devin. How are you?
Hey, Dave. How are you today?
Better than I deserve. How can we help?
Well, I am a pastor, and I wanted to pick your brain on a possible career move. I make $40,000 a year, and I was thinking about moving into a different career, either in plumbing or home remodel, and I just had some concerns about where we're at financially and wanted to see how you would go about doing that.
I mean, plumbing's basically the same job as a pastor, isn't it?
Yeah. I guess in one area of thinking.
Oh, my gosh. Wow, that's an interesting move. So you just burn out on pastoring or what?
Yeah, my wife and I, we coming out of college, we're both 28 years old, and we had several jobs right after the other that were all just really hard. And, the old expression, sheep bite. So that's just, we had some hard times. And so spiritually, we're needing to take a step back. And I like working with my hands, and one day I want to own my own business. And so those were the areas I was thinking of.
Yeah. Well, they do, and that's a shame, but they do. You're right. Okay. Well, the question is, how can you make the conversion without it being some kind of a leap? Conversion is not the right word. How can you make the transition without it being some kind of a leap? Yeah. Poor choice.
Right.
Yeah. But so, I mean, like, I don't want you to go make nothing to get to be a plumber. Let's start as an intern or doing stuff on the weekends or whatever to learn to do that. I don't want you to start from ground zero with no jobs as home remodel. Have you done home remodeling?
No, sir. I would be starting from nothing.
Okay. All right. Do you know someone in the business?
I have some ideas of where I could find some people.
I want you to edge in and go learn the business somewhere before you just open a business.
Yes, sir. I was thinking of specifically with like plumbing or remodeling, starting as just working with someone else first, and then moving that
So
direction.
if you had someone that hired you that you don't know anything about remodeling and you're going to go to work for them, do you have any idea what they would pay you?
No, sir. In our area in Oklahoma City, I mean, I'm assuming making $40,000 a year,
You could probably make that. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So
I make that shoveling drywall. Yeah.
Exactly. So I wasn't as concerned about that. My wife and we just finished baby step 2 yesterday.
So as long as you're making the same money as you're making now and you're making it instantaneously, there's no change to your family other than you shifted what you do every day.
Yes, I think so.
Mathematically, if you make $40,000 as a plumber, working for a plumber, or you make $40,000 working for a home remodel person, and you make $40,000 now, you just changed jobs mathematically.
Okay.
Doesn't affect it at all. Agreed?
I agree. I just wanted to make sure that was actually, I wasn't just fooling myself and, having rose-colored glasses about
Well, rose-colored glasses would be, I don't know anything about remodeling, and I just bought a hammer and I opened a remodeling company.
That's fair.
That would be rose-colored glasses. That would be a fool. But I talk to those sometimes. But but you're not it. And so, no, so I want you to, if you can make the same money and make your change and then begin to learn a craft in an effort to say 5 years from now, I'm going to make the move into my own space, then I'm fine with that. And there's nothing to say you can't serve in the church for the rest of your life. Most of us do. And sometimes those ministries are as effective as staff. Welcome back to the Ramsey Show in the Fair Winds Credit Union studio. Dr. John Delony, Ramsey personality, #1 best-selling author, is my co-host today. Sarah is in Baton Rouge. Hi, Sarah. How are you?
Hi, I'm good. Thank you. Better than I deserve, right?
Yeah. Amen. How can we help?
So I am a divorced single mom of 2 boys. I am their primary caregiver. And one day I would like to remarry, but I am slated to inherit at least like $5 million of today's value. Hopefully I won't inherit it for another 20 years. Mm-hmm. But I just wanted to know y'all's thoughts on a prenup, if that was something that would be good for my situation, or I wanted to know what y'all thought about that.
In your situation, I do recommend it. Full disclosure, when I first started the show, I said never get a prenup. If you like stuff more than the person, don't get married. Marriage is hard enough, right? That was kind of my stance. But then after doing about, 2 decades of financial coaching and crisis counseling, where I found a bunch of weirdos involved, I changed my stance on prenups. And the reason I changed it was what I discovered in actual reality out here walking around in the wild is that where there is a dramatic amount of money difference, or just a dramatic amount of money,
right,
the prenup not only helps the actual married couple, but more importantly, it helps the weirdos in their family.
I didn't think about that.
And so, like, you marry a beautiful, wonderful man, and Cousin Eddie shows up and wants to open a pizza parlor with your money, like a day after the honeymoon.
Right.
That's the crap that happens. And then your beautiful, wonderful man just goes, Cousin Eddie, I got a prenup. I can't say nothing. And you just look at Cousin Eddie and go, you can have a biscuit.
Perfect.
And then we're going to send you on your way. And, you know, that you can because the weirdos in one ring or two rings or three rings out, sometimes it's the parents, sometimes it's the kids, sometimes it's Cousin Eddie. I don't know who it is, but the weirdos were the one. And then what happens is they drive a wedge between you and your spouse.
Right.
Relationally.
Right. That's what I didn't want to happen.
And the prenup is not to protect you from this wonderful man you meet. He's probably okay.
Mm-hmm. That's the goal.
Yeah. But I mean, that really, you probably got pretty good taste, right? And so he's probably not the problem. It might be, but, you know, but the $5 million versus he's got a normal net worth of, you know, $400,000 or $500,000 or nothing or whatever. And he's just a good dude that works hard and saves his money and pays his bills and whatever. And, you know, and you guys love Jesus and you're going to church and life is good, right? Everything's good. So y'all will be fine, but this just keeps everybody clear, but you shouldn't do that on small amounts of money. Like I had one lady call up and say her boyfriend wanted a prenup for his 1967 Mustang. And I'm like, hey, don't marry this guy. He likes cars more than he likes you.
Right.
A stupid car? Really? No, that's planning your divorce right there. That's different.
All right, Sarah, I want to ask Dave a question on your behalf, okay?
Great.
Dave, if you're Sarah and somebody sets you up and you roll your eyes and you're like, oh, I'll go, and you have a great time. You go out again and you go out again. When would you sit down and say, hey, I got $5 million in an account? Would that be something you wait till you're engaged to talk about? Would that be something, because I
would not get engaged.
Before they knew?
No, it has to be way before that. But I mean, at the same time, you would talk about anything in your account. Like, you know, let's start talking about money. Well, you don't do that on the first date. That'd be weird, you know. But I mean, once you start talking about using language in your sentences about spending a lot,
building a future together, then you start going, well, that includes, let's talk about your crazy mother. Let's talk about you know, what do you feel about debt? I can't stand debt. I did that Dave Ramsey thing. You know, some people do that on the first date. That's strange. But I think it's strange. But I think as you're getting serious in the relationship, you start talking about the important things. I want to know exactly where you stand on religion, on money, on in-laws, on kids. They're going to know about your kids immediately. And you don't have the $5 million right now anyway. It's off in the future somewhere. So,
yes, sir.
And hypothetically, something could go sideways and you didn't even get it.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's, you know, I definitely try to be a good steward of the money that I'm blessed with, and I know that this is not money that I've earned, so I don't expect it.
Yeah,
and so count on it.
You know, and I would just say it has nothing to do with you. I've just gotten good counsel that says all the people in our lives it gives us a boundary with them if we have this done. Yeah, I think when you start talking about the important things in life, the money would be on the list.
Yeah.
Not because money's important, but because what it represents.
Yeah.
And I don't know, what do you think? You're the PhD in counseling. When should you bring it up?
No, I think you're right. I think I would, this is me personally, I think I would always be haunted by, did that accelerate our relationship? Did that get you more excited to marry me? Which for myself is my own red flag. It would be a me red flag, not a them red flag. But I don't know. There's something like, I'm a romantic at heart, and there's something cool about my wife getting married and her being like, oh, by the way, when I told you we were well off, like here's the number. That sounds awesome, but that's not reality, right?
No, that's some kind of book you've written. Fiction book, yeah.
Exactly. So, I think you have to put on the table, and I think you have to get through the initial discomfort of maybe him thinking, oh, I wanted to be the macho breadwinner, and suddenly I'm marrying somebody who's a multimillionaire, or vice versa, you putting the discomfort on the table. I'm nervous to say this out loud because I'm afraid you're going to like me more just because I've got this inherited wealth.
Or it's just going to cause weirdness.
Yeah, it's just going to cause weirdness, yeah. But I
money
think,
does that.
But all relationships have to get through weirdness and awkwardness and just an uncomfortable conversation. So it's just another one in a long list of uncomfortable conversations anybody getting together is going to have.
Yeah. And constant.
Yeah, it's always going on.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah. So, Sarah, it's interesting. I tell people when we're just talking about money in general that wealth magnifies everything, the good and the bad. Right. So, like if someone has a temper and they become wealthy, they become a bully. Crazy. Yeah. If someone is compassionate and generous and they become wealthy, they become what we call a philanthropist, and they're constantly known for their generosity. That becomes their personal brand, Yeah. And so if crazy is in your family, and all of us have crazy in our family. If you don't think you have crazy in your family, it's you. Yeah, so, everybody's got crazy. So crazy in your family is magnified. And so that's what I'm looking at with this $5 million. It's going to magnify everything. It's going to magnify the awkwardness that John is talking about in the dating relationship.
It will. And you know what? You just said something important. I would actually relationally lead with, here's who I am. I'm a person who tips like crazy. I'm a person who gives to my church or to charitable organizations. That's who I am. I would lead with the identity part early on in a relationship.
Yeah.
As we get to know each other.
Yeah. I'm a person who doesn't borrow money.
That way, that's right. I'm a person who borrow money.
I believe in saving money. I believe in living on a plan.
That's right.
Yeah.
And
I
then
plan my budget. I plan my
here's
time.
how much money I got. Yeah.
I like that. And then later on, and by the way, my mom and dad are rich. Yeah. And they left me a bunch of money when they died. So there you go. That's way down the list, though. Yeah. That's a good point. If your phone bill is more than $25 a month, either you're okay setting money on fire or you're just not paying attention. That's because the big three mobile providers have hidden fees and so-called customer service that ignores you when things go wrong. Boost Mobile is different. Boost gives you unlimited talk, text, and data for just $25 a month. That's it. No games, no junk fees, no oops, your price just went up. And they've got a 30-day money-back guarantee just in case you decide you love paying way more somewhere else. So switch now at boostmobile.com/Ramsey. Restrictions apply. See boostmobile.com/Ramsey for details. Question of the day is sponsored by Why Refi. Private student loans in default can feel like you're stuck. But Why Refi works with borrowers whether other lenders won't, creating fixed rate plans tailored to your ability to pay. Go to whyrefi.com/Ramsey right now. The letter is Y, REFY.com/Ramsey, not in all states.
Today's question comes from Abigail in Indiana. Abigail writes, my husband passed away very recently. I'm sorry. I have a problem with family and friends who have started asking for personal items that belong to him. Some of the requests are for sentimental reasons, but there are also requests for things that are of monetary value. I'm still grieving and not ready to make these decisions right now. What is the morally right thing to do? Yeah.
I'm still grieving, and I'm not ready to make these decisions right now.
That's right.
No.
Or I'm not doing anything. I'm not giving away anything for 9 months, and I'll get back to you.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. I'm keeping a little list, and I'll put you down on the list. But right now, I'm just crying. You have no moral obligation.
None.
Whatsoever.
Zero.
To start handing out stuff. Especially, it just feels like vultures circling.
It does feel gross.
It's like, and I want Grandma's China. Yeah. Oh, brother. It's like a bad Hallmark movie.
And by the way, if somebody says, "Oh, I was really hoping to get that," then they've crossed their name off the list. the friend that says, "Hey, we used to go hunting together, and he had this awesome rifle.
Can I buy it?
I would love to buy it from you." Or
when you're ready.
Yeah. And you say, "Hey, in 9 months, I'm not ready." You're like, "Oh yeah, absolutely. I'm going to make sure all of his other friends know." That's somebody who put a star by on their name. But if someone's like, "Oh, really? I
deserve this."
Yeah,
well, you deserve to
He
hit
promised
the road,
me I could.
Jack. Never
and
look
we're
back.
out.
Never-
Yeah, man. Gross. That's hard.
People, this is gross. And she says, passed away very recently.
Yeah, this isn't like a year. It sounds like a month ago or
it's like
a couple weeks ago.
It's like 3 days later, here they come. I want my casserole dish back, and I want Grandma's Bible. Yeah, I mean, come on. Wow. Yeah, it's So the other side of this is funny. Sharon's dad is 96, getting ready to be 97, in perfect health and perfect mind. He's a wonderful man, and he is so funny. He's like, everybody get you a sticky note and put something on.
That's how my grandparents were.
And so you go through the whole house, there's freaking sticky notes on everything.
That's how my grandparents were. It
It's
was
like,
awesome.
somebody got to that one before us. It's
You
like,
had to do it underneath it. You had to do it underneath it.
oh,
so,
it's on the back of the picture.
so you had to look. And
on the back of it's so funny. It's like,
But hey, I actually like that. It's first come, first serve. You want to come visit me?
well, and
here's a
he's
sticky
doing
note.
it. He's initiating
That's
it
right.
while he's alive.
That's right.
That's like his will.
That's what my grandmother
It's a part
did.
of his
That's right.
will.
Yeah.
It's funny.
Yeah.
Like, y'all want something? Here's some sticky notes. It keeps the fighting down
I'm
later.
trying to just imagine.
He promised me.
Imagine the conversation of me calling even one of my closest friends' wife.
The chances of me asking for something is zero.
I just can't imagine. I'm trying to figure out how I would have that call.
How would you? The only conversation is what I can give. How can I help?
What can I do?
How can I
Okay,
help?
by the way, he had that shirt I really wanted. Like, can I have a sofa?
A fishing tackle. Yeah.
Jeez Louise.
Golly, what are you people? It's unbelievable.
Gosh.
Tiffany is in Cleveland, Ohio. Hi, Tiffany. What's up?
Hi, Dave. Hi, Dr. John. Thank you so much for taking my call. This is exciting.
Exciting to have you. How can we help?
Great. Yeah, so my husband and I, along with my mom, we are planning to move to Florida to be closer to both of our families. We unfortunately lost my dad back in December, and so this move would put us close to my brother and his family, and then my husband's family just moved down to the same area back last fall.
Wow.
My question is, my husband and I, we are both 43. We are in baby step 2. We've been tackling our debt very hard this year. We've already paid off about $25,000. We have $65,000 in consumer debt left. So my question is, when we get ready to make this move, because we do have 2 houses that we have to get cleaned out and sold, when we are ready to start doing that,
Stop. We don't have anything. Do you own a house?
No. What? We have a mortgage on our home.
I mean, you have a house. You and your husband have a house, and then your mother-in-law has a house.
My mom has a house.
Okay. So there's not we don't have 2 houses. She has a house, and you have a house.
Yes, correct.
Okay, all right. But you're going to help her with the clean out and all that kind of stuff.
We're going to help.
But this is not, we're not turning this into a
married.
commune. Okay.
No.
All right.
They were married for 55 years. They have 55 years worth of stuff.
Oh, God. Hoarders. Yes, I got you. Okay.
On an acre of property and 4 buildings. So we have some work to do there.
Okay. But that's just helping her move. Okay. And then you got to sell your house. So what is your house worth?
So our house, right now we're anywhere between 100 to 120. We're expecting to make as a profit on the sale of our home.
Oh, so it pays off the 65 and you got some money to move with.
Correct.
Good. Okay.
Which was my question is, do you suggest that when we are ready to, get a little closer to this, which the goal is to start working on this in January, that we pause our baby steps and stack up cash, knowing that there is going to be expenses to move from
They're going to give you a check when you sell your house.
Right.
You don't need to stack up cash. You're getting $100,000.
Okay.
Right?
I wasn't sure.
Aren't you?
Yes, we're going to get the money. I just didn't know if to be proactive to have a little bit of saved up, before we do that. So I wasn't sure.
Well, here's the issue. Okay, here, let's pretend that you save up $10,000. Okay.
Yes.
And so you don't pay $10,000 worth of debt.
Mm-hmm.
When you sell your house, that's $10,000 more of debt you have to pay.
Correct.
So you didn't really gain anything.
No, so it's like 6 of one, half of the other. And that's what I wasn't sure on. Like I was, I think, just crunching the numbers too much and just driving myself nuts. So that's
so
why
what I
wanted
would do is
clarification on that.
just make the move, 100% debt-free and have an emergency fund. If you have enough left after that to put a down payment on a house in Florida, buy. If not, you may have to rent for a couple of years and save up your down payment in Florida, but you're debt-free with an emergency fund.
Well, here's the other part of the question. With the sale of my mom's home, her and my dad did everything correctly. She is debt-free. She has already discussed in gifting us, on the sale of her home, gifting us money for the down payment for the house in Florida.
Is she going to be living with you?
Yes.
Oh, complicated.
Oh, yeah, a little complicated.
Yeah, no,
but
a
something
lot.
that we,
Do you have siblings?
Yeah, that's why they're moving.
We do.
down.
Yes, I have an older brother. This is something we have discussed. This process of moving was something that my dad had very much wanted to do. That was the goal. Unfortunately, his health just didn't hold
I would
out
just,
for them
I would get it. I
to
would get it
realize
all in writing, just to make sure everybody's clear.
Yes. Yes, we're getting it.
So
that is part of the,
if you take a portion, is it just you and your brother?
Yes, it's just my brother and I.
Okay, so if you take let's pretend that there's $500,000 of inheritance when your mom passes away.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, your brother's going to get $250, you're going to get $250, but she's going to give you of that $250, $150 up front before she dies.
Correct.
Then that uncomplicates it greatly. If she only has $150 and it all goes in your house, and your brother gets screwed unless you resell your house when she dies, this is not a good plan.
No, that when we've looked at it with the financial advisor she has, there is enough right now without factoring in any interest that grows on any of her IRAs and all of that. That
your brother would be easily getting half without touching your house you live in. Okay.
Correct.
That makes it a lot cleaner. Then all she's doing is advancing you part of your inheritance, and she's going to live with you in return for the advance. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That's cool. That's cool. Yeah, but that gives you a real incentive to get everything cleaned up and shiny, and let's get it all sold off.
Yeah,
let's load up the truck and head to Beverly Hills, that is. Swimming pools, movie stars.
Black gold, Texas tea.
Got to be old to know what that is. Got to be really old right there. What does the future hold for business? Ask 9 experts and you'll get 10 different answers. Economic growth or a recession? Business taxes will go up or down. AI will help us work or it will replace us all. But there's no such thing as a crystal ball. That's why more than 42,000 businesses have future-proofed themselves with Netsuite by Oracle, the #1 AI cloud enterprise resource planning system. Ramsey Solutions uses Netsuite, and you should too. Whether your company's earning millions or even hundreds of millions, Netsuite helps you respond to immediate challenges and seize your biggest opportunities. With one unified business management suite, there's one source of truth for the visibility and control you need to make quick decisions. NetSuite's real-time insights and forecasting help you see into the future with actionable data. And when you're closing the books in days, not weeks, you spend less time looking backward and more time focusing on what's next. And speaking of what's next, download the CFO's Guide to AI and Machine Learning at netsuite.com/Ramsey. It's free at netsuite.com/Ramsey. In the lobby of Ramsey Solutions on the debt-free stage, Eladio and Carla are with us. Hey, guys, how are you?
Hi, Dave. Hi, John.
Welcome. Good to have you guys. Where do you live?
We're in Los Angeles, California.
Ah, fun. Well, welcome to Nashville. Good to have you. And here to do a debt-free scream all the way across the nation. So how much debt did you two pay off?
with your advice and with God's grace, we paid off $312,000.
Wow! How long did this take?
5 years.
5 years. Yeah. Very cool.
Wow, that's amazing, guys.
And y'all are impressive. Your range of income during that 5 years?
It was $100,000 to $130,000.
Cool. And what do you guys do for a living?
I work for UPS and also in a restaurant.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm a physical therapist assistant.
Very cool. What kind of debt was this $312,000?
It's a mortgage.
The mortgage!
Yeah.
You have a house in Los Angeles that's paid for.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Y'all really are weirdos. I love it.
Amazing, guys.
Great
Glory to
weirdos.
God.
Awesome. What's the house worth?
About 600.
$600,000.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You guys, you know that in California it's illegal to own your house.
I know.
Yes, we've
I
heard.
mean, oh my gosh, this is great, y'all. I'm so proud of you.
Thank
What
you.
in the world? This is so cool. And how old are you two?
We're
39.
39.
39 years old.
You're
You
not
have a
even
paid
40?
for $600,000
Not yet.
house in
Next
Los
year.
Angeles, California. How much in your nest egg, in your savings, your retirement savings?
We haven't
Well,
checked. Or
we
it's
haven't
like
checked
on
yet,
autopilot.
so
We
just-
forgot about it.
About.
We have to check.
About.
We're not millionaires yet.
Not quite. not 400K then.
No.
Okay, because there's 400K with a 600K house, you'd be baby steps millionaire. All right, but you're on your way at 40 years old. You're almost there, and you're saving like crazy. You're working 2 jobs. You're doing everything.
Yes.
Very neat. And you paid off your home in 5 years. It's worth 600K. Tell me how y'all got started on all this Ramsey stuff.
So how we got started 7 years ago. It was, a coworker that introduced us to the baby steps.
Mm-hmm.
His name's David, and he got me started on the financial piece online,
Mm-hmm.
the self-study. And so I tried to get my husband on board. He resisted. He wanted to do his own thing. But what finally did it was
Yes,
the biblical
yeah.
principles that you teach. So his word, God's word, never returned empty, and the word just started to transform and edify our lives. And I was just starting my Christian walk at that time, so
Oh, wow.
yeah, it was really the
What
word.
church do you all attend in Los Angeles?
It's in Pomona, and it's called
Rios de Agua
Rios
Viva.
de Agua Viva, Spanish
Okay.
service.
Spanish church.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. And so obviously you're a Hispanic community. What country were you from?
From Mexico.
Mexico. Awesome.
Yeah.
Very cool. What part?
Guerrero.
Oh, yeah. Fun. Okay,
Guerrero.
cool. Good deal.
So what was it like? Your wife comes in and says, "Hey, I went to church. You can't buy anything.
Well-
No clothes, cars. We're getting out of debt."
It's kind of hard to do that. But she made it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
And what do you do for UPS?
Oh, I work on the airport.
Okay.
So just moving the cans to the airplane.
And then what do you do in the restaurant?
Help to the servers.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's what's important. And you're a physician. You're
Physical therapist assistant.
therapist.
Yeah, a tech
PT.
assistant.
PT.
So neither of y'all are working executive jobs.
Nope.
You're not working upper management jobs. Y'all are out there grinding it out.
Yeah, and we started from nothing, like poverty. Like we were living off of his income as a cook before he moved up, and yeah.
So you're throwing boxes and helping servers,
Yeah.
and you're
I was in school
dealing with egos, right?
Now, yeah.
And, I mean, you're helping clients.
Yeah.
Y'all are grinding it out.
Yeah,
Wow.
he's had 2 jobs for forever.
But you know as well as anybody, the story is you cannot get ahead. You can't do it.
Yes.
It's impossible. You can't do it. Nobody can do it unless you are one of these special unicorn jobs.
And you
Exactly.
guys just did it. Anyway, hold my beer. Here we go. I mean, this is incredible.
Glory to God.
Yeah.
Yeah, amen. Way to go, God. Yay, God.
I'm speechless right now.
It's so cool.
What y'all have accomplished is so amazing.
Yeah, you're heroes.
Thank
You
you.
really have. You've changed your whole family tree. And you're
We're
proof
on that way.
you're proof that the great American dream is alive and well.
Yes, it
Yes.
is.
Very proud of y'all. Very proud
Anything
of y'all.
is possible with Christ.
Amen.
Well, and 2 jobs for 5 years also. Like grinding and grinding and grinding.
The diligent prosper.
Yeah.
Proverbs says. So there we go.
Yes.
Excellence in the ordinary over time. That's diligence.
Yeah.
Yeah. Way to go, y'all. Way to go. Impressive. All right. So when one of your friends comes up and he's making fun of you when you're moving some boxes around at the airport about you bringing your sandwich so you can get out of debt, right? And he goes, you can't do that. You say, yeah, you can. All you got to do is, what do you tell him the main thing you got to do to get out of debt?
Well, just don't spend anything. If you don't need it, you don't have to spend your money.
Would you please run for Congress?
Please.
Yeah.
Please.
Wow.
Please. We need you desperately, Hilario. We need you.
That's amazing.
You don't need it. Just don't buy it. Ta-da.
In the house of the wise are stores of choice food and oil, but a foolish man devours all he has. Wise people save money. You got it, man. You're a wise man.
Yeah.
You're a wise man.
What's the one thing that
you married a wise woman?
You wish you could have bought?
Maybe a truck before.
Yeah.
He still doesn't have it, but he's been wanting a truck.
Now you can save up and get one pretty quick, huh?
Yeah.
No house payment.
We had to cut a lot of things.
Do what?
We had to cut a lot of things.
Yeah. Now you. What's the first big thing now that you don't have a house payment? What's the thing you're going to go buy right now?
We're just gonna do a couple house projects, pay cash for that, and travel a little bit more.
Okay, good, good. Breathe a little.
Yeah.
Because you've been getting it. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you've been shoveling hard.
Yeah.
So way to go, you two. I'm very proud of you. You're heroes. You're amazing. Those two beautiful children there have had their whole lives changed, and your grandchildren and your great-grandchildren's lives have been changed because of you paying a price to win. You're amazing. Very cool. All right, bring them up and introduce them. I want to meet them. What are their names and ages?
Amy, she's 10. And this is Kate, she's 7.
Oh, they're beautiful. All right. Very cool. Very cool. I can tell. I think they're daddy's girls.
Hey, I'm about to say something. When you if you go back and watch this YouTube, watching a dad smile that big as he watches his daughters is one of my favorite things in the whole wide world. Seeing a dad so proud of his two beautiful daughters, amazing. Man, you guys are just...
Yeah, we're very proud of them for being with us during our struggles and
so cool.
living this experience with us.
Yeah, they'll remember. Cool. They'll remember even being here and doing that weird debt-free scream thing with that weird hillbilly guy in Tennessee. Yeah, but that marked the time. This is the time. Your whole thing has changed now. It's all changed, and you did it. Very, very well done.
Ready for the sandwich generation.
Amen.
Sure.
Amen. Well, there's that, but we can put some meat on the sandwich. I'm just saying. All right. Very good. All right. Eladio, Carla, Amy, and Kate from Los Angeles. $600,000 house is paid for. $312,000 in debt paid off in 5 years. Working at UPS and as a cook in a restaurant. And she is a physical therapist assistant or PT.
PTA.
PTA. Okay, perfect. Yeah, cool. Count it down. Let's hear a debt-free scream.
Ready? 3, 2, 1. We're debt-free!
Yeah! Wow! Boom! Yes! It never gets old. I've been doing this 30 years, and I never cease to get choked up, especially when somebody that works that stinking hard to make this happen.
That one got me.
That's incredible. Absolutely incredible.
If you ever Googled yourself, here's the 2 worst things you can find. Photo evidence of your worst haircut and your personal data floating around on some sketchy website. I mean, the bangs were regrettable, but your info being bought, sold, and reposted all over the World Wide Web, even worse. And trust me, it happens all the time. And that's why I use Delete Me. You guys, over 20 billion records have been leaked in recent years, and that info gets pulled into these people search sites. So stuff like your name, number, address, even your kids' names is out there for anyone to see. But if you're trying to clean up your personal data yourself, good luck. It can be a part-time job just submitting these opt-out requests. So if you don't want your personal info out there, you should be using Delete Me too. Delete Me has real people who track down your data, remove it from these shady sites, and make sure it stays removed. Plus, you get a report from Delete Me showing exactly what was found and what's been deleted. So, take back your privacy with Delete Me. Right now, Ramsey listeners get 20% off at joindeleteme.com/Ramsey with code Ramsey at checkout. So do that today. Joindeleteme.com/Ramsey, code Ramsey.
You know, when you're tackling debt or you're building wealth, people can often forget about one more important step, and that's while you're playing defense, you can play you're playing offense, you need to also play defense, and that's insurance. Having the right coverage as opposed to too little or too much, and not getting junk coverage and all that stuff, skimping on insurance or buying stupid insurance, these things will kill you. They'll mess up your math big time. So how do you know? Well, you take the free coverage checkup at RamseySolutions.com. It's a free online resource that creates a personalized insurance action plan unique to you and your situation, makes an overly confusing topic easy to understand, gives you clear next steps. Go to RamseySolutions.com/checkup to take the coverage checkup, or click the link in the description if you're listening on YouTube or podcast. Amy is in Philadelphia. Hi, Amy. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Better than I deserve. What's up?
Great. I have a question. I have a rental property, and I've had a tenant who's been in there for 3 years, and she just lost her job, and she wasn't able to pay August rent, and I'm trying to follow up with September rent. And I want to be, aware of her situation, but I also just wanted to see maybe how you would handle, not getting paid her portion of the rent, and what I can do to work with her.
Her portion of the rent?
Yeah, so there's 3 tenants, there's 3 tenants, and I just charge a monthly fee. However they pay for it, they pay for it. So they just split it up in 3 ways is how they've been paying for it. Mm-hmm. So the other 2 are paying their rent, but the other one, she lost her job. So.
Do you have a lease with the 3 of them in total, or a lease with each individual?
3 of them in total.
Okay, so the only way you evict is all of them.
Correct.
And the other people are sitting there thinking they're current.
I think
because
so.
They think they paid their part,
yeah.
And they think you're okay.
Yeah, I talked to her and see if she wanted to bring if I should bring the other tenants into it.
Oh, definitely. They're on the lease. They're going to get evicted with her.
Right.
Yeah,
right.
so they needed to have already been in the loop, like as immediately as soon as you were. So, okay, guys, here's the thing. The 3 of you have together told me you're going to pay me X number of dollars. You chose to split it up 3 ways. Okay? So you are behind on your rent group.
Okay.
Because of her losing her job. Now, do you guys want to come together and cover her until she gets a job? Or how are we going to work this out?
Right.
You need to sit down with the 3 of them. Are you near the property physically?
I'm not. I'm about 2 hours away.
Okay, then get a phone call with all 3 of them on the phone and say, here's what's going on. I probably should have brought you into the loop a little bit sooner because you probably feel like you're current and you're not.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so now then from that position, once we've gotten clarity on where we all stand, that either we all 3 pay all the rent or we all 3 can't stay. Long term, that's our solution. Now, then from that point, everybody's on the same page, everybody can talk, and then you can decide how much mercy and grace you want to dole out.
Okay.
You've already doled out a month of 1/3.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Okay, and you're getting ready to dole out another month of 1/3. Like today.
Correct.
Right? So this is how long are you going to go along with this before she goes and gets a job doing DoorDash and pays her dadgum rent?
Yeah. I guess I don't know that.
You need to know. You're going to get taken advantage of
yeah.
if you don't know. I don't care how much generosity or mercy you want to extend. It doesn't bother me a bit because I do the same thing. Right. We had a tenant that had cancer, and we didn't charge them rent for 4 months. But we said at the outset, when the chemo starts, we're going to give you 4 months, and let's see how this goes. You've been a good tenant for 3 years. We're just going to forgive the rent. We're not going to charge you. You got enough to deal with. I don't know any money on the house. You can live here free for 4 months. And after 4 months, we're going to revisit in the third month before we decide how long. But we're not going to do this for 8 years while you go through chemo.
Right. I guess like it would say for me would probably be 3 months because I do have the security deposit, which would cover like her third, like if she didn't pay for 3 months.
Yeah. Okay. So, cool. You know, it like might sound like, here's what I want to do. The first thing I want to do is shock them. Stick them with a cattle prod, all right? And get everybody on the same page where they're going, oh, no, oh, crap, right? And we go, okay, wait a minute. We are all getting ready to have to move because June doesn't have a job, right? Or whatever her name is, right? Uh-huh. And so we got to figure this out together. We have a problem, not June, all right? Gotcha. And not Amy. Amy doesn't have a problem. Amy's getting ready to get her house back. So now, based on that, guys, here's what I'm willing to do. You guys get together and figure out a way to cover September and October between June working part-time jobs while she's looking for a full-time job and you two chipping in. And I'll forgive her portion for August.
Okay.
Or something like that. You can offer a gift, but only in context of a limited arrangement. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah, it does. It does. Because, like, I mean, I've already gone without in August, so yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, and you're probably going to go without in September unless you get on the phone today. And right. So, but you guys can catch me up a little bit later in September. But the three of you, between a part-time job and the two of you catching on to what's going on here, need to come up with September's rent. And you two go ahead and send me your 2/3. We got to come up with June's third. And then y'all figure out between now and October how to do it, and y'all get current and stay current. And in return, I'll forgive 1/3 of this just to try to help y'all make the corner. But she needs to go get a job. Right. Listen, there's right. not a program where she stays free anywhere. Homeless shelter.
Right.
But that's it.
And Amy, her roommates, her friends are going to be an infinitely more influential voice in her life than yours. You have an on-off switch. You have an either-or switch.
Valid.
They can sit down with her and say, hey, we love you. We're going to help you with your resume. We're going to call our friends. We'll see if we can get you a job here. But if you're looking to be graceful for life change, they're going to be closer to that. Yeah. You just have a big hammer.
And you can be kind and gentle, but firm.
Exactly. I love that.
Okay? And you're not being firm right now. You've been very vague and unclear.
Gotcha.
Because right now they think they're okay, and that's not fair to them. The two that paid their rent, they think everything's cool.
Right.
And the way you've got this lease structured, it ain't cool. They're in jeopardy too.
Right.
So we're not trying to be mean, but first thing I want to do is throw cold water and everybody gets awake. And now we've turned the lights on in the room. And now that the lights are on in the room, everybody can talk and we go, okay, now how can we all work together to solve this in a gentle and kind, compassionate way, but a very effective business-like way at the same time? And so we're going to solve the problem. Right. We're going to solve for the problem. And then you're going to put some of it on them. You're going to help a little. I don't know if you give up August or not. That was a suggestion of mine. It's not a mandatory thing. You're not a horrible person if you don't. You're not a horrible person if you give up her third for August and September. I don't care. But I do care for a lack of clarity. You're going to get yourself in a bind, and you're not being fair to them. And I do care the lack of clarity also on the no limitations. There has to be an end to this because there's no place, if you got cancer or you don't have a job, there's no place that you live for free ultimately. I mean, we can be kind but this is not forever. This is not an infinite spectrum. There has to be at some point there's an end to it. And that's where people remember the story 25 years later when they don't put limits on stuff. That puts this hour of the Ramsey Show in the books. Welcome back to the Ramsey Show in the Fair Winds Credit Union studio. Dr. John Delony, Ramsey personality, #1 best-selling author, is my co-host. Samantha is in California. Hi, Samantha. How are you?
Hi there. Thanks for taking my call. I'm good.
Sure. What's up? How can we help?
So I have listened to you and followed your plan for years. We're currently on baby step 6. I'm employed, and I also co-own a business with my husband. Unfortunately, we're probably getting divorced due to infidelity on his side, and I will receive a substantial settlement after the division of our assets. With the divorce money, I'll be paying off the rest of the mortgage, so that'll be debt-free. My question is, with the remaining money, should I keep my lifestyle the same so that it doesn't change much for my 3 young kids and me, or should I save it and invest it for the future and just live off of my income?
Okay, so one of the things that's being divested is your half of the business that you run together?
Correct, yes.
But you're still going to be working there?
No, so he would need to buy me out of the business.
Okay, so what will you be doing for a living then?
So I am a nurse, so I have a good income from that.
Oh, so you currently are nursing and working in the business?
Yes.
Correct. Oh, okay. I misunderstood. All right. I'm back with you now. And so okay, so what do you make as a nurse?
So I make about $90,000 a year gross.
Good. That's excellent. It's a great career, by the way. You get to pick and choose what you want to do when you want to do it and make a lot of money. And you can live on that, I assume, with a paid-for house.
Yes, yeah, I've run through the finances and we would be fine.
Okay, and how old are your babies?
They are 5, 6, and 7.
Okay, and if you can live on $90,000 in a paid-for house, that is not the lifestyle that the 5-year-old is accustomed to?
So they go to a private Christian school. They're in all kinds of sports. We travel a lot. So it would be cutting back on some things. It would just be like a little bit tighter for what they're used to. And
who's paying for the Christian? You're all splitting the Christian school after the divorce?
That's a good question. He doesn't love the idea that they're there, so it would probably fall on me. He would rather them be at a public school.
Well, you haven't negotiated the settlement yet. I don't care what he wants. He decided he wanted somebody else, and that takes a lot of the care what he wants out of the whole thing. So I don't give a crap what he wants. Once he decides not to behave, my care for him's gone away. So all right. So what do you guys make now? What's your current household income?
It's hard with a business. I've run the numbers for the actual business valuation, and it's about $1.7 million.
The valuation, but I mean, what's your income?
Correct.
Making a couple of hundred a year, and then you're making 90 a year.
Yeah, probably about that.
All right, and but he's going to be paying child support, correct? Of course.
Yes.
Yeah, and substantial. In California with a $250,000 income. And what is the lump sum you're getting? How much money?
What I've calculated out to be would be after paying off the house and keeping the equity in the house, because I'm assuming I'm going to hopefully be able to stay in the house, I would get around $650,000.
Okay, so if we pretend like that doesn't exist and we count child support and you live on $90,000, we deal with the Christian school and the divorce decree. He pays half and you pay half. I think you can trim some of the travel sports back and a little bit of the ultra luxury travel back and get your life in a sustainable situation on $100,000 a year.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I would do. I would not touch the $650. I'd pay off the house, and then you ought to be able to live on $90, even in California. And believe me, the ones that are going to be more impacted by the lifestyle cut than anyone is you, and they're going to take their cues from you. They're 5.
Mm-hmm.
They really don't. Like, oh, you mean we don't get to fly private? That doesn't come up with a 5-year-old.
Right, yeah.
Here's 2 things I want you to be, one thing to be careful of and one thing to be super cognizant of, okay? The first thing is this. You have calculated on the back of a napkin, probably anxiously typing away at Excel sheets or however you're dealing with the stress of all of this. Whatever number you've come up with will probably not be the final number.
Right, yeah.
And the problem with that is if you have imagined that you're going to get a check for $1.2 million, pay off the house, the $600,000 remaining on the house, and put $650,000. If you get a check for $1 million, you're going to feel like he stole $200,000 from you. Your kids will feel it. You'll feel it. The whole thing will go south. And so I want you to be very open-handed with the imaginary money you're playing with right now, because they're going to get 3 different evaluations of this business that might range all over the place in a divorce court, or a mediator might tell you to take the average. Who knows how this rolls out? And so it's holding it very open-handed. You're entering into a very messy, heartbreaking situation. Okay? And I get on your side trying to control every variable because some guy just blew your life up. I get that impulse. And you want to take care of your kids. Mama Bear's coming out. I get all that. But just hold the math part very loosely.
Not because I want you to be weak in the negotiation.
Not at all. Be firm and strong.
But I want you to take everything. But in the negotiation, that's not the point. Matter of fact, I'd be okay if you got 1.5 when you come out of this thing. So suits me fine. He chose. It's just an expensive decision what he made. And so because a divorce turns a marriage into a business transaction. An adversarial business transaction.
Yeah, not a win-win business transaction, but adversarial.
Yeah, and so child support, lump sums for businesses, alimony, all of those things are on the table until they're not on the table and you agree to whatever you agree to in the settlement. But we start with, I'm holding a winning hand and you screwed up. That's where we start. And so, and then we decide which cards we want to play, which chips we want to move to the center, those kinds of things, to John's point. But don't get all dialed in on a certain number and then only to find out that you missed one of your calculations.
Or he has hundreds of thousands of dollars in debt you don't know about, and who knows what plays out when people start opening up all their bank accounts and text messages, etc. Here's the other thing I want you to be very careful of. People like to say things like, I don't want my kids' lives to change. And you need to exhale that every part of their life is different now.
Yep.
And so
too late.
Fully owning their sports is going to be different. Their Saturday mornings are going to be different because now you're going to be working full time. And so your ability to just hop in a car and go on a trip or to do this sport or that sport, or everything's different now. And so trying to hang on to their life as it is and duct tape all this other stuff to it creates an angst in that house that those kids, it will just permeate their bodies.
Yeah.
So exhaling and saying, the life we had is over. What life do we want to build with my current salary, with the settlement, with our house, or selling the house, whatever?
We're solving for peace.
Build something new and solve for peace. Don't solve for trying to keep everything exactly the same as it was.
Because they know it's not the same.
It's not the same.
Because it's not the same. Buying or selling a home is a big deal. You definitely want an expert, someone who really does it, not just got their license. Your Aunt Sally's never sold a house, but she got a license. I don't want her in my corner. I want an expert in my corner. The Ramsey Trusted Program is the only way to find a high-octane, high-protein top agent in your area that you can trust to help you make your home a blessing, not a burden. To find a local Ramsey Trusted Real Estate Pro for free, go to RamseySolutions.com/agent or just click the description in the show notes. Shannon's in Iowa. Hi, Shannon. How are you?
Hi, Dave and John. Thank you so much for taking my call today. It's truly an honor to talk to both of you.
You too. What's up?
Hey, I am actually hoping that you guys could provide a little bit of reassurance and maybe just be that good sounding board for my husband and I.
Okay.
Just to give you some context, we are currently in baby step 6, thanks to your plans and practices. So thank you for everything you do. But I wanted to kind of get your guys' opinion. So my husband has currently been on a night shift for about 10 years now, and he currently brings home about 70% of our $220,000 income each year. The issue that we're running into is he is finally hitting his breaking point. He's busted his back for the last 10 years. He's just getting burnt out. We have 4 small kids at home. And he's just, they're getting
What does he
involved in
make if he goes to day shift?
Well, I'm sorry?
What does he make? He makes $150 now. What's he make if he goes to day shift?
So it'd be dramatically cut. So we're looking at almost 50% in decrease. So it'd be about $80,000.
Okay. And you make 70.
Yep, around there.
Okay, so you would live on 150 instead of 220, and you're in baby step 6.
Correct.
How much is your house payment?
It is $2,100.
Well, I don't know why you couldn't do that in Iowa.
Exactly. So just to give some context, I ran some numbers, and that is, in the every dollar, that's still putting away $1,400 for extra payment because we're aggressively trying to get out of baby step 6.
Yeah. What do you owe on your home?
Also, $292, and it's valued at about
Gonna be a while. Gonna be a while. Yeah. All right.
Yep.
That's okay.
So
how old are you guys?
So my husband is 38. I'm 35. And then we are very blessed with our employer that we do get end of year profit sharing. So last year alone, it was about $25,000, which
that was not in the 220 you gave me.
That is not. No.
Oh, so that's not your real income. Your real income's $250.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So, Shannon, here's the thing. Here's the thing. I would go to day shifts as soon as I could if I were you.
Okay.
Under one big condition.
Yes.
Both of us look at the every dollar budget and agree we're going to live on that.
Yep.
So you can't like, oh, surprise. No, we're not surprised. We're like grown-ups. We're looking at the numbers. We are willing to live on this number instead of that number.
Yep. And that's our Sunday tradition. We look at our every dollar budget every Sunday, and we are so in sync. And I think
what's he do for a living?
He is in the manufacturing world, so he's in a factory, a hot factory.
Okay, so he's on the line. He's working on the line.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
And very aggressive, but he is a provider. That's what he knows to do. So I think he's just nervous. And I show him the numbers, but he doesn't believe me. So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to call Dave and John, and they're going to tell you that
this one's not about numbers.
No.
This is about worth and purpose.
Yep.
And putting away the spreadsheets and looking across the table and holding both of his hands and looking him in the eye and saying, honey, I'm so proud of you.
We did it.
We did it.
We're here.
Yep. You gave up. Literally, he's going to die younger for that decade he worked nights. You gave up years off your life so that we could breathe.
And now it's time to breathe.
You're a good man. He needs that more than he needs a spreadsheet from you right now.
Wonderful, wonderful man.
Yeah. He needs that. He needs that. And by the way, he put in his 10 years. He's going to go back to day shift for about 7 or 8 months, and someone's going to take him for management, and he's going to double his salary right back. He's put in his time.
Right.
He's grounded out. If he wants it, he may not want that.
No, he's like, I just want to be home with my babies. I want to be able to be.
You can do that and be in management, make double.
You can do both.
Yep.
You can do both.
Yep.
So during the same day hours that you be on the line, day hours. So there's no shame in that. So John's right. This is not about numbers. And here's the transition. When you're in baby steps 1 through 3, you're intense and you work nights and overtime and you live on beans and rice until you get out of debt. When you're in 4, 5, and 6, where you're saving for retirement, kids' college, and you're paying off your house, you move from intense to intentional. And that's all I'm doing. I'm agreeing with you to move to intentional. Intentional says you can live on 70 grand less, slows down the speed at which we pay off the house. Whoop-de-doop-de, you're going to get there.
Yep. And that's what I'm telling him. I'm like, we can do it.
Yeah,
I think it's just
but
that security
listen,
blanket.
I want him to grow up enough to look at the numbers and like a grown up and go, oh, the math does work. Not my mommy told me it was okay if I come home.
Yep.
But it's different than his
I-
mommy. It's his wife saying, no, I want you to come home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a totally different
And I
conversation.
think it's just getting past that provider. And Dave,
He
you'd
is a
be so proud
provider.
of him.
He did it.
Where he's sitting at for 38 and his 401k.
It's not that. It's not that. It's not that.
Touchdown.
It's
You
not
did
about
it.
money. It's not about money. You did it.
You scored.
We did it. We did it. Yeah, we did it.
We got there. We scored. And look at the numbers, buddy. Listen, you can, you did it. We together did it. You sacrificed to do it. Look at the numbers. Be a grown-up. Go, oh, the numbers say I'm okay. That's what the numbers say. My wife says it's okay, but the numbers also. As a grown man, I can look at the numbers and say, the numbers say it's okay. It's not rocket surgery.
No. And also, after a decade, if you're a night shift guy, that becomes who you are. It becomes your identity, becomes your gang. And so he's going to have to shift his identity.
Yeah.
I'm now a guy who works his butt off during the day, and then I go home and I'm a present dad.
And I get to, tickle fight in the floor. Hello.
Exactly.
Hello. Thank you. Thank you, Laura. It's a good thing.
Yeah, man. Y'all worked real hard for this moment.
Yeah. Definitely needs to do it as soon as possible. But you got to believe it with the numbers and with the people that love you speaking into your life and speaking blessings over you. And that's what John's talking about. So that's the way you do it. Joe's with us. Joe's in Detroit. Hi, Joe. What's up?
Hi, Dave. Hi, guys. I really appreciate your phone call.
Sure. How can we help?
I have a question about my mortgage.
Mm-hmm.
So I own about $55,000 on my mortgage right now, and I have about $70,000 in a high yield fund right now.
Cool. Pay it off.
And
Today.
Pay it off right now.
You have a paid for house, homie.
That's so fun.
See, that's what I'm... Okay, so my financial advisor... So I'm making about 5.4% on my my fund right now, and my mortgage interest rate is only like 3.25%.
Hey, you need a new financial advisor.
Your financial advisor is a moron.
Because he's making 3% on the spread, too.
He's not making anything. Nobody's making anything. This is 5%. Hey, dude, look at this. $55,000 times 2% is $1,000. Woo! Whoop-de-dupty. You can't buy a biscuit with this guy's advice.
Well, yeah. So for the last 4 or 5 months, I've been putting an extra $1,000 on my mortgage.
Today. Hey,
pay it off.
Really
What are you doing?
Pay it off.
Listen, if your house was paid for, would you go get a mortgage at 3% to invest it at 5%? I hope not.
Yeah, I know.
Pay it off today and
Well,
fire your
okay.
guy, man. Get you a guy who's got a brain.
Yeah, bro. Pay it off.
Jeez, man.
If you hate it, if you wake up 2 months from now and you're like,
Ramsey
you know
was
what?
nuts.
I hate not
Being
owing
debt-free.
anybody on my house.
I hate my mortgage. I miss my mortgage.
You could go down to a local bank
They'll
and
give
take
you
out
another
a loan.
one.
They'll hook you up.
They'll
will
fix
hook
you up.
up.
30 years of doing this, I've never had anybody call me and go, Dave Ramsey, I hate you. Because when I paid off my mortgage, I was miserable.
I wanted one so bad.
I wanted a mortgage so bad. Your advice is so horrible.
I went and got another one.
I've never had that one time. I've had people pissed at me for almost everything, but not that one. In the lobby of Ramsey Solutions on the debt-free stage, Jennifer's with us. Hi, Jennifer. How are you?
Hi. Good. How are you?
Better than I deserve. Welcome. How much debt have you paid?
$205,000.
Awesome. Wow. Where are you from?
From Milford, Connecticut.
Okay, cool. And how long did it take you? How long did it take you to pay off $205,000?
When I got focused, it was 5 years and 6 months.
5 years. Very cool.
That's amazing.
And what was your range of income during that 5 years?
Started out around 78 and ended around 165.
Cool. What do you do for a living?
I work in the aerospace industry.
Doing what?
So I'm in the business management side.
Okay.
Basically.
So you manage rocket scientists?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. That's good.
It's fun.
Is that stressful? That feels like it would be tough.
Somebody like brain surgeon.
Yeah, it is. I have to hold people accountable.
Yeah. Who know way too much. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, and if you know how to build a rocket, I assume you know how to do everything else on the planet also, right?
Sure.
So what kind of debt was the 205?
A little under $15,000 for student loans, and the rest was my mortgage.
Yeah, you're a weirdo. A paid off house.
Yes.
Boom. What's this house worth, girl?
Right now, it's worth about $415,000.
Very cool. And how much in your nest egg in your retirement?
Just shy of $300,000.
All right, heading towards millionaire, almost baby steps millionaire. So, how old are you?
I'm 45.
All right, way to go, kiddo!
Congrats!
Excellent,
Thanks.
you rocked it.
Thanks.
Very, very cool. All right, tell me the story because you're all put together. You hang out with rocket scientists, but you decide we're going to go game on. 5 years, we're knocking out mortgage and everything. How'd you get connected to Ramsey? Tell me how this all worked out.
So I got connected the first time in about 2005. That's when I gave my life to the Lord and heard about it through my church.
Wow.
And I gave my life to the Lord and immediately went into like a Job season.
Oh.
Yeah. Like every time you think it can't get worse, it got worse.
Oh my gosh.
And, there wasn't any irresponsibility or sin or anything like that. It was just life happening.
Tragedy after tragedy.
Yeah. It was really intense. And my pastors gifted me a scholarship to go through FPU.
Oh, wow.
But I literally had nothing to work with. So it was like information, and I'm a total nerd. So it was always there, but I literally had nothing to work with. And then basically in 2015, I was starting to kind of dig back out of the hole by the grace of God. And I got this job offer to move from Kansas City to Connecticut, and I'm like, heck yeah, I'm going to make the move. This is a great opportunity. So when I got to Connecticut and I had a real income, which was fabulous, I started remembering, hey, FPU, I've got to get back with that. So I went through a course again. And then I started building a nest egg because when I went through this season, I lost everything.
Yeah.
Literally. Negative net worth. I should have been on the upward trajectory of life. I'm a single woman by design. I don't have children. I don't ever plan on getting married. And so when you're by yourself and you lose everything, it's very... it can be very burdensome.
Well, that's an understatement. How about terror?
That's a scary place to be,
yeah. Terrorizing.
Yeah, it was.
There's no safety net. There's no support mechanism.
No, I mean, I was staring homelessness in the face.
Yeah.
It was very real. So when I started rebuilding, my instinct was to save everything.
Yeah.
And
that's a good instinct.
I bought a house. The Lord literally tucked it away from me. It's a beautiful original Victorian.
Oh.
It's like a life-size dollhouse, and I knew I had about a 5-year window before I needed to do some major repairs and upkeep. And I was saving away, had a nice big fat nest egg for that, and was continuing to just pay minimums. And then I was entering into my just before my 40th birthday, and the Lord just really convicted me. And he's like, you've got money in your account to get rid of those student loans today. And I'm like, okay. So for me, that was a huge leap of faith because when you have nothing and then all of a sudden you have something, giving it away feels like the rug's going to get pulled out again. But I trusted him and I did it. And then I started, saving again. It just astounded me how quickly it came back. Then I was, working on the different repairs for the house, saving up that fund, and got to last summer. and construction prices were just through the roof. They were ridiculous, wanting $60,000, $70,000 to rebuild a porch or $100,000 for 18 windows. It was ridiculous. I felt like I wasn't making progress, so I asked the Lord, I'm like, what do I do? Like, I've got all this money saved. And he said, pay off the house in 1 year. And my jaw dropped on the floor because at that time my mortgage balance was about $145,000.
Mm-hmm.
I pulled $72,000 out of my nest egg, slapped it on the balance, and then every penny that was going to my floating fund, my sinking fund, I put it on the mortgage, and it was gone in 9 months.
How's it feel?
Surreal, amazing. Like, I live on $600 a month. It's stupid. It's ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
And I just rebuilt my porch, which was a huge project, and
paid cash for that.
Oh yeah, paid cash for that. I'm getting ready to do, the siding and the windows. I got a contractor that's so reasonable.
Mm-hmm. And when you're standing there with cash and you don't have to do anything, their reasonableness changes.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, they can tell.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
What an adventure, dude. Congratulations.
You have developed through this journey a backbone of steel. I mean, we can just feel the strength emanating off of you, not only from your faith, but just the journey has toughened you. And so there's nothing comes at you.
Mm-mm.
You're ready.
I'm ready. Yeah,
it's pretty cool.
Yeah, there's nothing that can really
We get
undo me
these
now.
calls about once every 2 weeks with someone who's on the edge of homelessness and hopelessness.
Mm-hmm.
Talk to them for a second.
I was there. I'll never forget the day sitting on the steps of my house going, what's the safest parking lot that I could sleep in? My first home was taken when all of the big three mortgage companies were erroneously foreclosing. They erroneously foreclosed on my house. And I just had major surgery, and I had 10 days. It just, big orange sticker on my house. You don't own this anymore. And I didn't even know that they were taking my house. I was current.
Wow.
But it was done. And the only thing that I knew was I was about a 2-year-old Christian. I knew that my, what I'd learned is that, the Lord is my provider. He can bring me through. And my precious pastors told me, you will see the goodness of the Lord in the land of the living. This is not the end of the story. And I hung on to that. I genuinely did every day.
That's a word right there.
And
it came true, too.
Yeah, it really did.
So we know that was the word.
Yeah. So I, just one little miracle at a time. Things came together. I was not homeless. I always had somewhere safe to sleep. And it was a couple-year journey.
Don't depend on the savings account. Depend on me. Pay off the student loans.
Yeah.
Don't depend on the savings account.
Yep.
Pay off the house.
Yep.
Depend on me.
Yes.
Depend on me.
Yes.
Depend on me. You've had a steady message.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's a decade, isn't it?
Yeah.
Or more. It's 15 years.
Well, yeah, 15 years. Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
What a walk.
Yeah. And during it, I mean, the journey just from 5-6 years ago, I had major surgery on my back. 27 staples up my low back, and
I shouldn't have said backbone of steel, should I?
No, I literally.
You do.
Backbone of steel.
Who knew?
Rod and plate, yeah.
Be careful with that. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. Proud of you.
Just,
Way to go.
Crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, you are Wonder Woman for sure. I'm so proud of you.
Thanks.
All right, Jennifer from Milford, Connecticut, like no other. $205,000 paid off, house and everything in 5 years, making $78,000 to $165,000 from homeless to there. Count it down. Let's hear a debt-free scream.
3, 2, and 1. I am debt-free.
Yeah!
So amazing.
Yeah! Wow! Ah, man.
I'm getting soft in my old age, Dave. These keep getting me.
I've been soft in my old age. I cried in Applebee's commercial. Our scripture of the day, Colossians 4:6. Let your conversation be always full of grace, seasoned with salt, so that you may know how to answer everyone. Thomas Sowell said, "We all enter the world knowing nothing, but by the time we're teenagers, we know it all. Sometimes it takes decades later before we know enough to realize how little we know." Chris is in Memphis. Hey, Chris, how are you?
Hey, I'm doing good, Dave. Thanks for taking my call.
Absolutely. How can we help?
My wife and I are in baby step 6, and I'm transitioning from intensity to intentionality.
Good.
And now I want to sign up for a country club membership at the club where I grew up playing golf with my dad and my brother every weekend, because I want to give that same experience to my son, who's 4.5 right now. And the only thing holding me back is I think, would Dave say go do it, or would he say it was stupid? And then I thought, well, I can just call him and ask him.
Okay.
When has Dave Ramsey ever called anybody's? Never mind.
So, Chris, how much is the due, or the initiation, and how much are the dues?
The initiation's $5K. The dues are $550 a month plus $85 for food and bev. I'm currently spending about
$5,000
for the initiation. Yeah.
That's all?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought that was a whole bunch of money. I was going to say, get a zip
there
code.
are country
take 'em
clubs
fishing.
there's plenty of country clubs and golf clubs that are $500,000. 250,000.
Well,
Plenty of them.
We're in Memphis. We got the lowest cost of living around.
So
and,
that's good. Okay, so $5,000 and $500 a month. And what's your household income?
About $120,000.
Okay. And you're obviously putting 15% away for retirement, and you're working on a budget with your wife, and you're in agreement.
Right.
And what is her opinion of this purchase?
I told her, hey, I want to sign up at this country club. What do you think? And instead of asking me any questions, she just said, yeah, if you want to, go ahead and do it. I think over the last 11 years of our marriage, I think I've just built up a level of trust with her in handling our finances that she didn't even ask.
So she didn't even ask how much it was like I did?
No, but I went ahead and told her anyway, but she greenlit it before I told her.
She needs to be careful. It could have been $500,000. Okay. But you wouldn't have brought it to her because you're trustworthy. Okay. Anyway, yeah. Well, I've got wife agreement. I have money. It's within the budget. It's something you desire to do. I think people at your stage buy $5,000 couches or $15,000 cars or go on $5,000 cruises or $10,000 cruises, don't they? Yeah. And that fits in our plan. That's part of being intentional in baby steps 4 through 6. While you're hitting your other goals, you save the money to do that, and you're pulling $550 a month out, including your F&B. But it checks all the boxes. I would do it.
Okay, cool.
No, it's not stupid. What you're doing is you're thinking through, does this affect my life? Does it prevent me from hitting other goals that are more important than this goal? The answer is no. Because it's a small amount of money in ratio to your income and your situation. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah, it's just when I say it out loud to people and I'm thinking about doing it, all I can hear myself saying is I want to buy a boat. So it just sounds silly when I say it out loud because, I just went through all the other baby steps and we were super intense, and now...
Well, you were intense, so you live like no one else, so later you can live and give like no one else.
Yeah.
That's why you did that. And so that's moving from intense to intentional. You had the right verbiage when you started the call. It feels weird because you sacrificed to get here, and then the first time you actually draw back and enjoy a little of it, or the first time you draw back and have a sizable generosity move, like if you gave away $5,000, you'll have that same emotion. Like it kind of feels weird. Like, am I going to be okay if I do this? That kind of emotion. And that's because it's a muscle you've not been used to using. You've been using the frugality muscle only, not the generosity or enjoyment muscle. And it's new, and it takes a little time to get there. I think you do it though. Kate's in California. Hey, Kate, what's up?
Hi, thank you for taking my call.
Sure. How can we help?
So my question is regarding well, basically it boils down to at what point do my husband and I call it quits on a business venture.
How long you been doing it?
About 5 or 6 years.
Wow. Is that your full-time gig?
No. So let me give you a little backstory. My husband is a creator. He's a writer and a comic book artist, and he's been working on some intellectual properties that he wants to either self-publish or sell to like a large company, and sort of break his way into the entertainment industry, basically. When he first started doing this, I told him that I would not feel comfortable paying for this or funding it with our household income. I said, I'll support you in doing this and trying this, but you're going to have to go do a side gig or something to fund it. He's been paying artists to create these artworks for him, basically. So it's been about 5 years of him doing gig work, like working, driving
So he's
Uber.
invested a ton in it and has made no money.
Correct.
So this is not a business.
Correct.
This is a hobby.
That's
Businesses have a
kind of how
profit. Businesses have profit.
Right. And that's kind of my attitude about it.
No, that's not an
sort of-
attitude. That's a fact.
It's a fact.
Yeah. Right.
His hobby is
Right.
is imagining a thing and then hiring an artist to make that thing come alive.
But he's made
Correct.
no money with it.
Correct.
Yeah.
And he's just crossed a threshold where somebody can sneeze and a computer can just do it now for you.
Right. It's. I mean, there's a lot of things about it that are becoming frustrating to me.
Like
and
what?
Well, it's just we have 4 kids. I'm the primary breadwinner in our household.
Okay, it's not becoming frustrating. He is becoming frustrating. He's been frustrating a long time, and you're entering into resentment.
Yes.
And you need to put
Okay.
that conversation on the table, clear as kind. The best way you can love him
Mhm.
right now is to put all that on the table.
Yeah.
Because he's choosing,
I mean,
he is choosing a hobby and part-time gigs over 5 years to over his wife and kids and their stability. It's not even like he's an actor and he keeps getting gigs and he's getting more and he's pushing it and he's going. That's not even happening here.
This has been 100% outlay, no income.
None.
Right.
Yeah.
And and he's, but I have to say, I'm a creative person myself. And so
This
I
has nothing to
understand
do
that
with being a creative. It has to do with being a responsible adult. Creatives can be responsible adults.
Dave and I are both creatives. But when you make humans, you also are a creative when you're a parent. And that's where the bulk of your energy goes.
Yeah, you get to take care of your family. I get to be creative only after my wife and kids have been served.
Yeah.
Or I get to be creative in a way that makes a profit so that my wife and kids are served.
Right.
Like writing a best-selling book. That would be a creative thing. But the book sold 1 million copies. Hello. So there's that. And that's the thing. You got to,
or I do creative stuff. I play music.
So we can't just, you're trying to be sweet to his dreamer self. But here's the thing. If we love people who dream, we don't love people who live in them. You need to do something with the dream. Leave the cave, kill something, and drag it home. So my daughters were teenagers. If they came in and said, Daddy, he's the nicest guy, he's a dreamer, I'm thinking, oh, God, they're going to live in my basement. Okay? So you don't want to live people that live in their dreams. We want people who execute out of the dream and turn it into a vision, a goal, a strategy, an implementation that makes money. We have to feed our family. So, yeah, you guys got some marriage work to do. Yes, he needs to close the hobby down because it's frustrating his wife to the point she's calling us. That puts this hour of The Ramsey Show in the books. We'll be back with you before you know it. In the meantime, remember, there's ultimately only one way to financial peace, and that's to walk daily with the Prince of Peace, Christ Jesus.